See, the stuff down here doesn't change. But this time, let's see. Okay, 3-7 is where we are. And let me move that up so you don't look at 3-6 by accident. Okay. Same old equation. And it says, how many grams of CO2 can be produced by burning 6 moles of methane in excess oxygen? Okay, what's my unknown, Bruce?
CO2.
The CO2. And what units do we want it in?
It's grams now.
Yeah. Well, we want to know how many grams of
grams.
CO2. So our unknown, they want the ultimate answer in grams. Okay, now, and come over here. Our known is the methane this time. Notice how you can use any old two things. And they're saying 6 moles. Okay, they thrown in a little twist in this one. And if you're looking at units real carefully, you'll catch that little twist. Let's see where we are. The unknown, they want it in grams, but the known, they're giving it in moles. We're doing that combo. Now, you don't have to memorize, these are all the possibilities, but if this helps you sort through. Okay, so this is our known this time. Emily, read that one and just see.
Most combustion reactions occur in excess O2. That is more than enough O2 to burn the substance completely. Calculate the mass of CO2 in grams that can be produced by burning 6 moles of methane in excess O2.
Okay, did you hear how much longer that is than what I took the time to type? There was a sentence at the first, something about most things are burned in an excess of oxygen. Okay, because remember, with weight, you can only deal with 2 things at a time. So this is now our unknown, and this is our known. The word excess just means don't worry. You got plenty of it. Okay? So you ignore it. If they tell you what's in excess, you ignore it. So we're still working with 2 things. And they have assured us that we have plenty of this, so that's not an issue. Okay, so we have to go to grams. So that means we're going to have 3 sets of parentheses, grams of CO2. What might be a good idea to add up there before we start plugging this in? What are we going to need eventually? Good, and do you know what that is, Tanya? Good, and I saw you do that in your head. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to need this. Okay, and that's 44 grams per mole. And everybody see where we get that? All right, a carbon at 12, each oxygen 16, add it up. Okay, now, in my first set of parentheses, Liz, what do I want to put?
6.00 moles
Methane.
methane.
Do you want to do any more with that first set of parentheses? Good for you. No, it's a gift. I don't know how many times I have seen students get so conditioned that it's always going to be this type. They take what they give them and they go around and then they divide the 16 and they're wrong. Because, hey, it's a gift. Stick it in there. Forget about the 16. We don't need the 16. We're already there. If you want to put that over 1, just for safety, that's a good idea. Okay, now, we need a mole ratio. Mole ratio here. Angel, you had a question about that before. Tell me what the mole ratio is here.
Is it 1 or 2?
Okay, you see a 1 there, so that's... Okay, that's for your unknown. How about your coefficient of your known? This is 1 mole of CO2 for every...
Oh, I'm lost, honestly.
Okay. Coefficient of the unknown. Here's your unknown. So that's a 1. 1 on the top. Coefficient of the known. That's that. So what goes down here? Your friends are saying 1.
Just
You
one.
agree? Okay. 1 mole of methane. And if you think back to chapter 1, when you were doing unit analysis to do like metric English conversions and so forth, moles of methane's on top, you better have moles of methane on the bottom. That means coefficient of methane. Okay, so we know we got 6 moles of CO2 right off. And if they'd ask us for moles of CO2, hey, end of story. But they didn't. They want grams of it. So Bruce, tell me what else to do here.
44.
Precisely, 44.0 grams over 1 mole of CO2, then moles of CO2, moles of CO2. And we see the units that we want in our answer. So it's just a matter of 6 times 1 times 44 divided by 1. And let's think sig figs here. Hassan, do you have that punch through?
264.
264 grams. Is that what other folks got?
Yes.
Okay, great. Are we all right on that one?